Hello, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back once again to Angels with Scaly Wings. Last time things got a little bit steamy, and my buddy Bryce there sort of misinterpreted my suggestion for a romantic evening, or he kinda wanted to skip the romance and go straight to the sexy part of things, and then I kind of freaked out and ended the date there. And I have to admit, after that, I did have to ramp up some courage to play this more, but I do want to see at least one ending to this story, so let's go. After a night of turbulent dreams, my consciousness returned to the shores of the waking world. Today is the day of the big fireworks. Who shall I bring? Okay, I only have options of Bryce or go alone. So maybe I will ask Bryce anyway. Try and see what kind of ending, or is there an ending to this? I don't know. That must be him. I hope you're ready to see the fireworks, because I brought everything we need. In front of him there was a woven basket that was closed at the top. It reminded me a lot of typical picnic baskets. What are you talking about? Snacks and other things. You'll see. Well, let's go then. After a few minutes of walking, we arrived at a rather empty-looking area near the edge of the town. Where is everyone else? I thought the whole population was watching the fireworks. Well, there are more public spaces, but someone like you would get pushed around a lot in the crowds. Besides, I think you'll appreciate the solitude. If you say so. The fireworks should start any minute now. If you're hungry, you can grab something from the fun basket. Fun basket? And that's what I call it. I didn't know snacks were that much fun for you. They certainly can be. Besides, there are other things inside as well. Oh god. Oh, I think it's starting. We waited quietly as the stillness of the night enveloped us. Soon I heard the sound of the first rocket making its way into the night sky, after which it exploded in a pattern of colors. More rockets followed, the thunderous noise echoing throughout the land. No, that looks so pretty. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Alright. Suddenly, a terrible realization hit me. Considering how public of an event this was and how everyone would be watching the fireworks, now would be the best time for ReettaJ to make his move. Not only was the village basically deserted, but the sound of the fireworks would also overshadow any gunshots, giving him as much security as he would ever have. As the portal had been repaired by the mysterious person I met, now was the perfect time for ReettaJ to make his getaway, and I was the only one who knew. Bryce, I think we need to go. Now. What? Do you want to take this somewhere else? I know where ReettaJ is. What are you talking about? Are you sure? I'd bet my life on it. Then we have no time to lose. Let's go. Do we find ReettaJ here? We arrived at the portal just a few minutes later. While I checked out the portal itself, Bryce looked around the area. I was glad to see it was still turned off. It had been used recently. It would either be still running or in the process of recharging. ReettaJ was still here somewhere. Damn it. What is it, Bryce? Hesitating, I drew nearer. No, don't say it's Sebastian! No! He's dead, but still warm. That bastard. ReettaJ hasn't used the portal yet. How could he? Isn't it broken? Not anymore. Looks like someone repaired it. Then he must be close. But where is he? What is so important that he won't leave without it? The underground building. The administrator had told me all about the prowess of the generators within. It probably hadn't been hard for ReettaJ to guess the same, or to try stealing it from a place he knew would be even more deserted than the rest of the village was right now. That must be it. So what do we do now? We could wait for him here, but I think I've got even better plan. What is it? Let's just do it like last time. You go in first and I'll stay behind, out of sight. If you meet him, you can confront him and maybe talk him down, but if he tries to flee, he'll still have to get through me first. Alright, let's go. I'm not sure this is a good idea. Bryce led me to the dig site where they had unearthed the building's entry. Once we got nearer, he stayed behind and motioned me to go forward. He slowly followed me, trying to stay in cover as I entered the building. Inside, I was met with a long, illuminated hallway that was lined with doors on both sides. Since the lights were already on, Reza had to be very close. I wasn't surprised at the building still having electricity, since its generators were also powering the portal. Suddenly, one of the doors opened, and out came Reza, carrying a large cardboard box. When he spotted me, he set it on the ground. Is it possible for me to die in here? ReettaJ, you're here. You don't know how glad I am to see you. I wanted to talk with you for so long. I even tried to contact you, but I couldn't with someone tailing you the whole time. But talking can wait. Now that you're here, we've got everything. Come on, help me with this and let's get out of here. No. No? What are you talking about? I'm not doing anything until you answer a few questions. You want to talk now? Sure, why not? We've probably got a few hours if we wanted to. None of them will disturb us here. You could even get a backup generator as well after we send this one over. When did you realize we were in the past? How did you know about the comet? I've known it for a while. It's what I wanted to talk to you with about when we met at the portal. How about you? I only recently found out. Looking back, it just seems so obvious to me now. I'm not sure how exactly you figured it out, but there are so many damn clues when you think about it. I mean, how could a supposedly completely different independent civilization speak the same language as us? What was this supposed to be? An alternate reality? No, it was just a different time. When was there ever anything resembling these creatures on Earth? It's not hard to make the jump from dragons to dinosaurs when some of them here look pretty damn near identical to dinosaurs we knew about. And then there are also the prehistoric fruits, the plants, the fact that their technological level is nearly exactly the same as ours in past society. But we don't even have to think that abstract. You just need to look at the sky. The sun, the moon, even the stars are the same. Constellations change over time, of course, but you know we could account for that stuff. You could have just pointed your PDA at the sky and it would have told you the time period, including the imminent threat of being eradicated. You could even see the meteorite in the sky and how it would change its position day after day. Are you being done being condescending? I guess so. You killed those dragons, Reza. What a brilliant deduction, Sherlock. Why did you do it? Do you really need me to spell it out? I thought better of you. After I found out the truth about this place, I knew just waiting for the generators we were owed was not an option anymore. It would have taken who knows how long, but I didn't intend to stay any longer than necessary. You wouldn't believe how hard it was for me to acquire some generators. Some of the dragons didn't go down easily. But who cares that they got back the generators I stole? With just this one, we won't need any of the others. How could you do this? How could I do this? Let me ask you this. What harm is there really in taking their generators when their whole civilization will be gone in a few weeks anyway? The ones I killed just died a little earlier than scheduled. Even if that creep hadn't shown up and interrupted our meeting, we wouldn't have had the time for them to make the generators for us. How about we don't let them all die? They aren't going to be extinct anytime soon, if that's what you're concerned about. I paid the hatchery another visit before I came here. With the right persuasion, I think we'll have plenty of reasons to keep at least some of them around. Bodyguards, border patrols, weapons, even as pets or companions, as long as we make the necessary changes. See, it's not as bad as you might think. I'm not going to just abandon them like that, only for their whole civilization to be wiped out. Get your priorities straight, ReettaJ. Next, you'd rather starve because you suddenly empathize with a steak, and you're not satisfied just starving by yourself. No, you're going to let all of us starve because you wanted to impose your morals on everyone. Since when do you think that you get to have any say in this? You know you're here. You know why you're here. What you're proposing is treason, and you know the consequences. Personally, I don't mind if you want to stay here. You know I don't care about the corporal punishment. Just let me through, and you can do whatever you wish. I cannot do that, ReettaJ. I see how it is. They've told you they need this generator to stop the comet, huh? And now you've become their lackey. Don't tell me you've been drinking up what they've been telling you. You know they have as much of a vested interest in this whole thing as humanity does. That I and you do, or at least used to. Do you think they wouldn't do the same thing if it was their families on the line instead of ours? Their entire world is on the line here. They live in a perfect harmony with their perfect green energy source and no reason for wars or conflicts. Yada yada yada. We had that too, and you know what happened? Of course you do. This is such an idiotic trope, you know. Random person meets weird natives, learns their ways, and then ends up saving them. What do they need you for, huh? Maybe they're going to be extinct for a reason if they can't even save themselves. You know of our suffering, yet we'll let them have it. I don't care what happens to them, but unlike you, I was at least trying to save humanity. At any cost. We have the solution right here, and you want to get philosophical now? Don't you think we deserve it? They've had it for who knows how long. Now it's time for us. Not like this. Do you think I like it? If there was a different way, I wouldn't have spent the last few weeks doing what you didn't. We don't live in this fairy tale world of yours where there's a perfect solution to everything. You should know that. Just being here for a few weeks must have messed you up. I think I know why. You got too used to all the comforts they have here. You actually don't care if they all die back home, do you? As long as you can stay here in this perfect little world of yours. You have discarded everything and everyone back home and replaced it with this. Maybe it is because you don't have a life back home. Ooh! Shots fired. I can even understand that a little. Of course, it would be nice to just stay here where they have everything that we don't, but being here also reminded me of everything I hated about our world as it used to be. The pettiness and the politics. Say about the solar flare what you want, but it leveled the playing field and gave people like us a chance to make a difference. For all of our efforts, what did we get? A vote that was meaningless in the sea of stupidity and lies. Now everyone has to pull their own weight. We make the rules. You, of all people, should understand. Of course they won't. They haven't experienced how it is to live like we do now. To see the world burn and everyone you know die around you. And because I have, I won't let the same thing happen to them. How many do you think died back home just in the 2 weeks you've been here because we don't have the power for the hospital, huh? Do you think those victims aren't worth mentioning? Or do you just care about the few dragons I killed? Our city is the last bastion of civilized society in a world where nothing else is left. Maybe you have forgotten about them, but I haven't. How many of us do you think will still be there in a month? A year? Or are they just a statistic to you? Well, the same could be said for the dragons. What do you want to do? Talk me down from doing this? And then what? It's too late anyway. You think they're just going to let us go after what I've done? Fat chance. Whatever you may think, you'll find that our leaders back home agree with my course of action. Why are you telling me this? Because I expect you to join me. Well, that's not going to happen. And you call yourself an ambassador. This generator is the only thing we need for our city to survive. How can you even argue about this? The dragons also need that generator, and I'll do what is necessary to stop you if I have to. So that makes you judge, jury, and executioner. What a wonderful set of morals you have there, ReettaJ. We only need to wait until the comet has passed safely. You think you can stop the comet, and you need this generator to do that? Sure, and if your plan fails, then not only is this world gone, but we also lose any and all hope to save our own. We are so close now. We can't risk anything by waiting for your crazy plan when back home they are dying by the minute. I will not let you. You only want to save your own two-faced hide because you don't want to face the consequences of what you did. Why are you laughing about this? Because it's a joke. It must be. I'm the one with the gun, and you thought you could just waltz in here and lecture me. Listening to you was fun and all, but the grown-ups must get back to work now. I mean, what are you going to do? You can't stop me now anyway. Maybe I can. Suddenly, Bryce was standing next to me. Now you're showing your true colors, ReettaJ. No, Reza, you did. I was willing to talk this out. Alright, game's over. Whoa! He pulled out his gun, not sure which one of us he should be aiming at. The 6 bullets I have in here should be more than enough for 2 of you. No, I wouldn't be so sure of that. Do you think you can really do that, Reza? Do you think this is worth risking your life for? I've been risking my life for this every day for the last 2 weeks. What did you do during that time? Sip champagne in your nice apartment? Besides, this generator and the whole building came from our time. They belong to humanity. Suddenly, the administrator came out of the shadows in the hallway behind Reza. No, they belong to me. Confused, Reza spun around, aiming his gun at the newcomer who was slowly walking towards him. Who the fuck are you? Freeze! I said freeze! Want to waste your bullets on me? Feel free. You can't stop all of us. If you say so. Woo! Lovely animation there. That's just... I know this is a serious situation, but the animation was just too adorable. Okay. He pulled the trigger and the administrator fell to the ground with a dull thud that knocked her mask off. Oh, it was a woman. Okay, cool. My first instinct was to run away, but as Bryce started charging, so did I. Oh! And again. Reza aimed at Bryce. It took 4 shots before he stumbled and fell. Then Reza aimed at me. I quickly dove behind the box with the generator for cover just as Reza pulled the trigger multiple times. Only a single shot came out and lodged itself in the box. Though I was seemingly unharmed, a loud hiss began to emanate from my cover. Run, ReettaJ, it's going to explode. Immediately, Reza and I ran towards the exit. Gaining speed, he pushed me and I fell to the ground as he ran outside. As I got up again, I saw Bryce still lying in the same spot. What about you? I can't move. Just go. It'll be any second now. I ran as fast as I could, and I just left him there! As I was about to reach the outside, I looked over my shoulder just in time to see Bryce throwing himself on the box before it exploded. There was a rain of small debris as I heard the walls of the building shaking in their foundation. As I made my way to the portal, I saw Reza fumbling with his gun as Maverick pounced on him. Bonk! He bit into Reza's neck and strained for a second before ripping a large chunk out of it. Reza wasn't moving when Maverick walked off and came towards me. Okay, that's kind of cool picture, actually. Where's Bryce? He was inside, threw himself on the generator before it exploded. His face contorted into an expression of pain and anger I hadn't seen before. I greatly admired him, you know. I knew I couldn't trust you lot when you came here. His blood is on your hands, because he got involved in your matters, your pointless struggles. You never were on our side. He was your fight that you brought here, that all of us got involved in. Our world, your battlefield, our people the casualties. And you still pretend that you were just trying to help us. It was Bryce himself who asked me for help. He would have wanted to... Don't tell me what he would have wanted. He's the only reason you are still breathing. The portal is over here. I'm giving you this one chance to leave. If you refuse, I will kill you. Alright. I'll go. Okay. He accompanied me to the portal, never leaving my side. When we arrived, I remembered there was something they needed to know before I left. Wait, the comet. You need to listen. Suddenly, one of his claws wrapped around my neck and tightened its grip until it was cutting off my airways. I said you had one chance. One more word, human, and you're dead. Do you hear me? He let me go and shoved me towards the portal's controls. As I tried to figure out its interface, only one set of coordinates presented themselves to me, which I confirmed. Wordlessly, I took my place in the middle of the portal. Okay, well, this got tragic. Maverick's gaze never left me as the portal did its startup routine, and I thought about what would happen now. I was going to be the one who would have to tell humanity what happened, that Reza was dead and I escaped with nothing but my own life. I was sure the welcome I was to receive would not be a warm one. This mission had been a last-ditch effort on humanity's part to save our slowly dying city. For all my efforts, not only had I gained nothing, but I also lost the PDAs I had given to the dragons. Considering our city's failure, I could only guess that whatever other cities remained had limited time as well. At this rate, humanity was doomed. On the other hand, all of those who knew about the danger of the comet in the Dragon's world were either gone or dead. Maverick would no doubt tell his own side of the story of how he stopped both Reza and I, who he held accountable for the deaths that had occurred. Maybe he would be hailed as a hero for having stopped Reza, only to be proven wrong when a few weeks later that comet would strike. It's a meteorite, not a comet. Oh! And here we have an end to this game. Okay, this episode is apparently short and sweet. Well, this sure was a strange one. There is a whole bunch of storylines to explore. I could date multiple dragons, and I guess I checked out the a little bit of the Steam guides for all the achievements that are possible here. So it is possible to, keep at least some of the dragons alive, and I guess it depends on who you go on a date with, and I don't know. Maybe I want to... Let me try something. Can I stop the end credits? No, I can't. Okay, well, I will give my review of this game at this point, and then we will go back to where I started and go to the fireworks alone, just to see if there is a different ending there, because this is a very short episode, to be sure. But anyway, all in all, a very sweet, very cute, very lighthearted, well, not really lighthearted, let's be honest here, dating sim. And I do like the murder mystery thingy that's going on there. I didn't do the right choices in the investigations. I went to the wrong places every once in a while and all of that, and yeah, I'm not good with romance. I get very uncomfortable with it, but yeah, if you like weird dating scenes, then this is for you. Absolutely. The story is pretty good and the art style is absolutely cute. Oh, hello. Do we have some sort of end credit scene? Yes? Welcome back. If you haven't realized it yet, this is the day of your arrival in this world. Who are you? I can't remember anything. It's fine if you don't. Actually, this might be better for both of us. I don't even know if we've met before, or if this is just the effect of the teleportation. Either way, it doesn't matter. Come on, Remy will pick you up soon, and there's something else we need to take care of first. What? Okay, now this got weird. You have seen what lies beyond the mask. Ooh, achievement unlocked. You have seen Bryce's bad ending. You experienced just one of the many different endings of Angels with Scaly Wings. In order to see the story's conclusion, you will have to play through the game a number of times. During the next playthrough, you may want to take different choices. You may even find the information you've gained this time to be helpful. Sometimes you might even notice that prior choices have changed a character or aspect of the game's world permanently. Ooh! At any rate, feel free to employ the game's skip button generously, as by default they will only skip text that you have already seen, making subsequent playthroughs much more playable. Can you find all the different endings? You have seen your first one. Yes. I'm not going to explore all the different endings, but I do want to see what happens if I go alone to the fireworks. So I'm gonna do this and skip and go alone. While I was sure any of those I knew would agree to watch the fireworks with me if I asked, I ultimately decided to go alone, not wanting to impose on anyone if they hadn't asked me first. After making some preparations for the day, I set out to the experiencing these fireworks I had heard so much about. Also, I wonder if I can save Sebastian by going at this all alone. When I left my apartment, I realized just how eerily deserted the place was. How eerily deserted the rest of the place felt. They really weren't kidding when they said everyone would watch the fireworks. I imagined there were a couple of designated places people gathered for this purpose. I had no doubt they were crowded beyond belief. While I waited for the fireworks to start, I looked at the area around me. With no soul inside, I realized I hadn't actually spent many nights outside, and was reminded of the day I had arrived here at my apartment in total darkness, with only Remy by my side. Soon the total stillness was broken with the sound of the first rocket ascending, its explosion painting a circular pattern in the sky. More rockets followed, their quantity and frequency steadily increasing. And here we have the same pretty picture. As these explosions battered my ears, a terrible realization hit me. And can we skip? Why can't I skip? Okay, fine. I ran to my apartment and briefly considered calling the police as I grabbed a few things. However, I soon remembered that they were not only already understaffed, but that I might waste precious time if I tried to do so. The question is, can I die in this scenario? That's really what interests me the most. I arrived at the portal just a few minutes later. I couldn't help but be glad that it was still turned off and appeared not to have been used recently, but it meant Reza was still here somewhere. I looked around, thinking about where he could be if it was worth waiting for him here when I saw something out of the corner of my eyes. Hesitating, I drew nearer. Aww. Poor Sebastian. He was probably my favorite character in this game. I checked Sebastian for any signs of life and found nothing. However, his body was still warm. Reza was here very recently, but he hadn't used the portal just yet. Why? Sebastian's guard post was not just for the portal itself, but also the surrounding area. Since Reza was already here, he probably had some unfinished business very close by. The underground building. The administrator had told me all about the prowess of the generators within. It probably hadn't been hard for Reza to guess the same, or to try stealing them from a place he knew would be even more deserted than the rest of the village was right now. He also didn't have far to go from the portal. All things considered, it was the only option that made sense to me. I could have waited for Reza here, but in the end I decided it would be better to meet him underground. If there was going to be a confrontation, I was sure I would have the advantage in a more crowded space. Even in the darkness, it was easy for me to spot the site where they had unearthed the building's entry, as it was in a roped-off area that I had seen from afar before. When I entered the building, I was met by a long illuminated hallway that was lined with doors on both sides. And we've seen all of this. Suddenly the door opened. There we go. Skip. Actually, I can. I opened the cloak I was wearing to reveal an improvised bomb I had made from a generator. I did what now? What is this? You showed me how to do it, with a little trap you set at the farmhouse. That wasn't intended for you. It doesn't matter. You set it for someone. You set it to kill. Where'd you even get a generator? After the police reclaimed the generators you stole, it was easy for me to take one when I was alone at the department, just in case. I set the bomb on the ground between us. With it and me between Reza and the exit, he would have to listen now. So, what's the plan? I'll tell you what's going to happen. You leave the generator and turn yourself in. You know what? I think you're bluffing. If you set off that bomb, not only do we both die, but you instantly destroy the generators as well, and with them, any chance of saving either world. You would never do that. Ooh! He pulled his gun out and pointed it at me as he so slowly started closing the distance between us. What is it going to be, ReettaJ? Killing all of us? Or just this world? Killing me, killing you, killing all we have. Sorry, Reza was right. In reality, the bomb provided no real leverage against him. If his goal was truly to save our city back home at any costs, he would not turn himself in. Even if the threat of setting off the bomb was a real one, his best chance would be to at least try to kill me now. I turned around and started running. No! Bonk! Immediately, I felt the most excruciating pain I heard gunshots. Immediately, I felt the most excruciating pain I've ever experienced resonate through my arm. As I kept sprinting as fast as I could, I heard a beeping sound that made me realize I had inadvertently activated the bomb when I was hit. Out of bullets, Reza was not far behind me as we both scrambled towards the exit. Just as I reached the outside, the bomb went off. The explosion battered my ears as the shockwave sent me flying. I collided with the ground and immediately felt the hail of debris I covered, waiting for it to die down. After a few seconds, I turned around and looked at the sky where the fireworks still painted patterns in the stars. With one hand, I reached towards my injured arm, only to find it wet with blood from my bullet wound. My whole body was numb, but I could not give up now. I slowly got up, looking around the area to get some perspective of the situation. Not far from where I was, I saw Reza lying on the ground. He wasn't moving. Oosh! Well, that's gruesome. As I got closer, I spotted the gun next to him. I won't let them find this. I took it with me, hiding it in one of my pockets as I started making my way towards the portal with slow, uneasy steps. I was shaking and my vision was blurry. Every inch of movement felt like new and harder chore than the last. Eventually, my legs gave in and I collapsed on the ground. So do I die regardless? I resigned to my fate as I watched the night sky, illuminated by the colorful explosions of fireworks. Suddenly, I was lifted off the ground, and as I opened my eyes, I saw the masked face of the administrator. I could just not let it happen. I had to stop him. I had to try, somehow. The administrator started moving, carrying me. Unfortunately, it seems like the generators were destroyed as well. So, this is how it ends, with humanity doomed to fade into history and the dragons facing extinction. All hope is not lost. It never was. What are you going to do? I'm going to send you back in time. We'll just try again, and maybe we'll do better next time. By now, we had arrived at the portal. The administrator gently set me down before moving towards the portal's controls. You will probably forget most of what happened. The teleportation tends to do that sometimes, especially when someone is transported several times in quick succession. Maybe you'll remember a thing or two, and maybe they'll help you do better next time. Maybe. I'll see you on the other side. I heard the sound of the portal starting to do its work as the numbness and pain suddenly left my body. Things I had experienced and things I hadn't flashed across my mind as I was teleported. I felt free. Alright. Okay, that was a couple of different endings to Angels with Scaly Wings, and as it said, this game has a bunch of storylines, like probably, I don't even know, 10 even, maybe? I'm not sure, but yeah, there is a lot to play in here. If you want me to go through another storyline from the beginning to the end and see a couple of more different things, a couple of... I don't know how to speak anymore. But yeah, if you want me to play through more endings, do let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, this is... well... I guess this does remind me of Doki Doki Literature Club a little bit. It has more common with Perfect Date. I didn't really get too far with that, but this is weird. And as I said, I am not very comfortable with romance and with sex in games in general, so I don't know why I keep playing these. I don't know. I guess I just have to push myself to the out of my comfort zone every once in a while, but yeah, for a fan of dating sims, this is a must buy. I can tell you that, because as a dating sim this is actually very good. And yeah, like I said, the graphics were beautiful, really cute and sweet, and the sound design is really nice. I do like the music, and especially the one in the end is really good. And yeah, might not have been my favorite game of the year, but really enjoyable anyway. Bit weird, but these things are. Do we get the same end credits scene here? Let's see. You have seen the neutral ending. Lovely. Okay, and I am going to end this episode and end this series right here. Like I said, if you want me to play more of these, if you want to see more of the endings and more of the storylines, do let me know down in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching this. If you liked it, let me know. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you again next time.